Well, let's do this. We are going to start with our next segment.
Your South Carolina representatives at work.
Every time I see that man.
You can't get enough of seeing Billy Garrett up there, can you?
Every time I see that man.
Well, the first topic I'm going to address that was dealt with at Columbia in the State House has to deal with the Article 5 Convention of States. Have you heard of this?
I know what a Convention of States is, which I think is scary, but I didn't know that South Carolina was considering.
So from Common Cause, the following quote, wealthy donors, corporations, and radical far-right actors are pushing calls for an Article 5 convention in states across the country to reshape our Constitution for their own benefit. Frighteningly, they are just a few states away from succeeding.
This is what every listener or viewer needs to listen to. When we're talking about this Convention of States, it will go under the radar. But this is scary, scary, scary. Okay, Bill, go ahead and
So
tell
here in South Carolina, there have been several bills submitted by Republican lawmakers to have South Carolina join this call for a convention of states. And it's kind of odd because you would think there'd be some sort of time box around this. This has been going on for decades. So as long as you get enough states, like over 50 years to go on board, then it can be called. And once it's called, that means the Constitution of the United States can get altered.
Yes.
So anyhow, I'm not really here to talk about this particular bill or this initiative, but rather a very interesting point that one of our favorite, most quotable House representatives, who is that?
Heather.
No, she's one.
No, it's, I can't give you his name.
Justin
Bamberg. Representative Bamberg.
Justin Bamberg spoke up and made a point that I thought was spot on. Let's take a watch as to how this went down.
Next up, 3558. This is relating to the establishment of procedures for the selection of commissioners to serve at the Convention of States. So Representative Taylor and other are the sponsors of the bill. This basically, members of the committee, again, just sets up criteria by which the General Assembly would select commissioners to serve in the event.
By the way, that is Representative Jay Jordan speaking, not Justin Bamberg. Jay Jordan speaks first, then Bamberg speaks next.
The Convention of States were to take place. It also puts forward some guidelines, as you will see in the proposed legislation, related to how the service of those commissioners. Also provides a mechanism in the event any one or all of the commissioners were to be recalled by the General Assembly. I don't believe we have anyone signed up to speak. Any questions or comments? Representative Bamberg.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. There's one provision of this that I think should be changed, and the provision would exclude folks from being a commissioner if they had a felony, I think, on their record within 5 or 10 years or so, something like that. I think it's 10 years, within 10 years. And, for what it is, you can be president with a felony. You should be able to be a doggone commissioner to the Convention of States. So I think that we need to look at that part, and I think in all legislation that comes before us, we need to actually start looking at some of the restrictions on people, maybe characterizing violent felonies versus nonviolent felonies in a lot of different realms, but this is what's before us. So I just did happen to see that and wanted to just note that for the record. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Representative Bamberg. Any other questions or comments from members of the committee?
Teresa, I watch hundreds of hours of these committee hearings. This is kind of my side project. It's what I don't know
how you do this.
But I watch it. I also watch it at like double speed. So it's really funny watching them all talk. Like, he sounds drunk to me in this clip because I'm hearing it at normal
slow.
speed.
Yeah.
Right. But when I hear it, it's really sped up. But true to his word, in just about every meeting that he's in, wherever there is a restriction on any appointed position due to felonies, he's bringing up, I'm going to put an amendment in that, to get rid of that felonies thing. Because if we have a president who has 34 felonies, convictions, he can be president, then we should allow this position the same benefit.
I don't know why that's not common knowledge.
So bravo, Justin. And he's the only Democrat in that committee, and he's scared of no one. He's going to say his
He's
piece.
going to say it. And you can tell that the rest of them are completely unconcerned.
Yes. Oh, there was no reaction. They didn't even look his way. But he said his piece. We heard his piece, and he's brought it up every time since. So good for you.
Thank you, Justin.
Representative Bamberg. We wish we had you as our representative. All right, next topic. This is an interesting one. I've got a couple of moms here in the room, right?
Yep.
Yes, you do.
So we're going to talk about moms for a second because we're going to hear from a couple of moms testifying about the Guardian Ad Litem program. Do you know what that program is?
Yes.
All right. Who wants to describe it or explain it?
It's almost like a child's representative
Yeah.
that is there to act as their liaison.
In what situations?
In a situation where the parents may not have been able to be. I don't want to say it in a...
Well, it's usually in some sort of legal proceeding.
Yeah,
So like a
yeah.
divorce or something or custody
Yeah.
hearing, the court appoints an independent person as guardian ad litem.
to speak on their behalf.
And
To
they
advocate for their well-being.
Yeah, and they actually go and observe the child. They go meet the parents. They kind of get involved in the business to be another voice outside of the two lawyers that represent the two parties. Here's a third party.
Yeah.
Well, they were holding a hearing because they're looking to reform some things about guardians ad litem and what powers that they have in a court and how their voices should carry weight compared to the lawyers' voices. And there's just some concerns about this program that have been out there. So a committee has been formed to hear about it.
Okay.
We're going to hear from two mothers who have had issues with guardians ad litem. I want you to listen for a pattern here. All right, ready?
Go.
The first is a mom named Lisa.
But there is absolutely nothing I can do. Not nothing. I mean, it just keeps going on and on and on. My daughter was in the second grade going into third. Now she's in the ninth. She'll be 15 Monday. And I asked them, why do I not have my child? Tell me. Y'all were supposed to prove I was unfit. They'll just say, well, I'm a conservative. I'm a Bible believer. I've taught Sunday school for years, Vacation Bible School. They'll say that my faith is too fanaticky. That's not a good reason. This is South Carolina, what's left of her. America, what's left of her. I'm a conservative. This is my belief. I don't criticize theirs, so why do they feel they have a right to criticize mine? And everything is false accusations. They'll say that people that's been on the case that have passed away, that I'm praying for these people to die.
So what, you were expecting some testimony, but what I saw in this hearing were a lot of grievances that fell into this same pattern. You got a thoughtful look on your face, Teresa.
But I want to see the second video before I...
Oh, you want to hold your
Right.
thought till the second one? Mm-hmm. Okay, well then
So that we can establish this pattern that you mentioned.
let's go right into the second one. This is a woman named Meg.
So mine was chosen by the opposing attorney in my case, and I was agreeable to it because I wasn't aware that she was going to be biased. I'd never met her. I have a very open mind. I do think all their decisions should be based on facts, which hers a lot were not. I met with her initially in her office and immediately recognized her bias against me. I'm a Christian. She's not. I'm a very outspoken Trump-supporting Republican. She is a liberal lesbian. She could tell right away from looking at me that she did not like me. And she made it very clear throughout the entire process. I was also a stay-at-home mother, which seems to be a problem in Horry County with the judges and certain lawyers having absolute disdain for stay-at-home mothers.
Okay, so those are the two clips I pulled from these two mamas who have problems with their guardians ad litem and the courts.
Everything just becomes so political. So the guardian ad litems are not doing their job because the women who are excellent mothers are Trump supporters and conservatives. And because they are conservatives, they feel as though they are being penalized.
Well, there's no bigger victim in South Carolina than the Christian conservative MAGA mom,
That's it.
right? Like,
That's
they're the
it.
biggest victims in town.
That's it.
I'm sorry,
every-
Teresa, are your eyes okay? Because they were rolling so hard over there. They must be sprained.
I think that we have gone too far. We have gone too far as people. We have gone too far because we're putting way too much. We're giving people too much credit. We're giving people too much room for opposition because of what you choose in the voting box. We have gone away from what needs to be the center of what I consider the so-called United States of America. And it is not what party you vote for.
It is not.
Because on a daily basis, what you do, how you choose to be, who you choose to represent, how you choose to care for your neighbor should be the thing, as opposed to what you check in that box. And this to me is just ridiculous that people are having grievances simply because another person does not agree with you and your political choice. That is crazy to me. I didn't hear anything about the real reason. Why would your child not be with you? Is this child being mistreated? Let's get to the crux of the problem. Get past this. And the fact that you can stand up and have these type conversations bothers me on a level, because who even mentioned the child?
This is what I mean by everything is trying to turn political when it shouldn't be.
It should not.
Each of these ladies came in and order to win and
They
to
brought it up.
sway.
Yep.
They needed to go ahead and let it be known that I am conservative, because in their mind, conservatism is the right way.
Exactly.
And anyone else that's coming in to tell me what to do is wrong if they're not conservative.
And then when she doesn't get her way, it's because.
That's what it is.
It's because of that. And yet we're in South Carolina, where there is no more privileged individual than the white Christian conservative. They run the state. They really do. Legislatively, you take a look at the makeup of the legislative body. That's that right
I told
there.
you, we put so much emphasis on being a part of a group, but it's the very structure of the group that can be used against people. So here we are saying you don't want, a group is great. But look at here. This is what we have to deal with in terms of.
Well, let me put up
It's very sad.
It's pathetic.
Yeah.